Good morning and welcome to Cover Book Beat. We're excited to have as our guest today one of the most popular, celebrated, and delightfully prolific authors in the business, Clive Cussler. Since 1973, he's been sharing the adventures of Dirk Pitt, Al Giordano, and the other members of the Numa crew, along with a whole series of other adventures, the Fargo Adventures, the Kurt Austin Adventures, the Oregon Files, and the Isaac Bell Adventures. Our book today is number 8 in that series, The Assassin. Our hero in this series is Isaac Bell, a private detective for the Van Dorn Agency. In this particular book, he strives to land a government contract to investigate John D. Rockefeller's Standard Oil monopoly. The case takes a deadly turn when a sniper begins murdering opponents of Standard Oil, and soon the assassin, shooting with extraordinary accuracy at a seemingly impossible long range, kills Bell's best witness, a brave and likable man. Then the shooter detonates a terrible explosion that sets the victim's independent refinery ablaze, and that's just in the first few pages. He's the author or co-author of more than 50 previous books in 5 different best-selling series. But he also has written in nonfiction. In fact, a nonfiction book he wrote called The Sea Hunters was accepted as the equivalent of a doctoral dissertation, and Cussler was awarded a Doctor of Letters degree in 1997 by the State University of New York. And it's not an honorary degree either. It is a real doctorate degree. Due to a telephone mix-up, we only had a short amount of time with Clive Cussler. This is the interview we recorded earlier today. First of all, from my boss, who is probably your number one fan in the world, Dan Mansu, thank you. A little groveling we have to do before we get to the good stuff here. So I have to say that in your multiple series, I never thought, reading back in Vixen '03 and some of the early novels, that I'd ever read a Clive Cussler did not center around somebody getting into a dive suit or a submersible. But it's fantastic outside that as well. How did this all come about?
How did, I'm sorry, come about?
Well,
what come about?
All of these additional series come about. Somebody must have suggested that you could expand your thoughts, not being underwater all the time.
That was the publisher, yeah. I always wanted to write a Western, and when I had little time, I did, but I didn't want to use stagecoaches and cattle stampeding and all that. So I created this detective, but he's in after the turn of the century, and I say 1905, 6, 8 through there. Mm-hmm. And it's so much fun because I can get in with old automobiles, old telephones, motorcycles. It's in describing what women wear and the Gibson girl and all that. So it's just been great fun. And then the publisher said, "Can you make a series out of it?" I said, "I think so." So I have a friend, Justin Scott, so I work together with him. Mm-hmm. And we start plotting in the beginning, and then he'll go off and he'll write some, and then I'll rewrite until we finish the book. So it's fun.
It is a great deal of fun in it, and you have a great imagination. And I'd say that to a lot of authors that have imaginations, but you've got really cool situations and things that come up that make us expand our boundaries. And I understand that you were an Eagle Scout by age 14, so you've been expanding your boundaries all along.
Yeah, that's true. But no, I just love being in the Scouts. It's still a great part of my life. So.
You have not only a fascination with underwater, and you learned to scuba dive in Hawaii, I believe, so early you had to order directly from Jacques Cousteau?
Right, yeah, that was back in the early 50s, and I think it was only about $40 for a tank and a regulator those days. And so we sent for it. Took about 3 months to get it, this friend of mine and I, or my buddy. And then it came, and we rushed out to the Air Force Base where we were stationed there, filled it with old stale air out of the compressor, and then ran out in the ocean. No instructions, nothing, So, but we didn't fortunately go on beyond deeper than 30 feet. So, but that's how it all started from that standpoint. And then as time went on, I got interested in historic shipwrecks, and I hopefully found some.
I love the fact that Dirk Pitt's Numa became a very real organization that really does that. That was an interesting transition for you.
Yes, well, I was forming. Everybody wanted to form this concern that because we were going out after historic shipwrecks, and I was contributing too. what we set up, which I called it NUMA, like the one Dirk Pitt belongs to for fun, National Underwater and Marine Agency. And so we just went from there, and there's no treasure. My accountant thinks I belong in a rubber room under restraint. But I've never looked for treasure. I just go out for the history of it and find, great old ships like the Mary Celeste, the famous ghost ship, the Hunley, the Confederate submarine, and the Carpathia that rescued the Titanic survivors. So it's if you find something. I've been looking for John Paul Jones ship, the Bonhomme Richard, now for 12 years, and I haven't found it yet. So you don't always win.
You don't indeed. This latest book, The Assassin, Detective Isaac Bell is back. In it, John D. Rockefeller makes an appearance, actually kind of central to the plot. Do you feel a little strange about writing about historical characters? Do you ever get any blowback from relatives?
No, not well. We may, who knows, but not. We never have.
Uh-huh.
Even Rockefeller, we treat him reasonably nice. He did do some good philanthropic work, but no, it's just we just create a story, and that's it.
I have to also say that as a fan of yours and a fan of the fact you always work on these cool cars there's a bright red locomobile on this one, at least in part of it. I just love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fun. I don't own one of those, but I do have a red Stutz Bearcat. But but the old cars I put in there because of my collection, and I just started using my cars after 3 books, and it's just great fun.
I must say there's a really cool, nifty, it's an illustration. It's not actually a photo, but it's an illustration of an afterward that takes place in 1935. And there is this gorgeous Bugatti coupe in there that just, ooh. Is that one you have?
I've got one Bugatti, yeah.
Oh, sweet. I unfortunately I have to leave, but what's the one thing your fans would be surprised to discover about you that they don't already know?
Oh gosh, my life's pretty much of an open book. Oh boy, I don't know. It's just I can't think of anything. I'm kind of ordinary in my life. I had nothing, no fences around the house, or I just a lot of friends that we have fun with. I don't know. I'm just pretty average, I think.
You're right. We should all be so average. I appreciate so much. Thank you for decades of wonderful writing. Our guest has been the incomparable Clive Cussler. His latest is The Assassin. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
My pleasure.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye-bye.